Okay, so welcome back. This is my March check-in. It's the end of the month and I did not want to do this video because I did indeed fail again. I didn't fail last month, but yeah, it's the second time I failed in 3 months. And I was so afraid of doing the punishment that I desperately tried not to fail. And that's not the only reason that I didn't want to fail, but really like towards the end when I knew I was coming close and I was not going, like it was between like eating for a week or failing, I was like, maybe I should just not eat. But yeah, I did fail, and but it was a hard month. I had to travel, I had to do documentation, I had to go, it was 31 days, so it was a hard month, and I did really come close, and almost by a few accounts I didn't actually fail because I was inside of the budget. But then like 2 days later, which I mean like the last 2 days of the month, I most definitely spent way more than the budget. So I failed, and I was gonna keep it a secret for some reason. I just didn't want to talk about it this time. The first month that I failed was not a big deal, but now it kind of was. I think it's really fear of the punishments, because the first punishment I got, which I'm not gonna post until I get more videos from Zabi, was like the worst thing ever. And I was like, I don't want to do, if that's how people are, that's how evil people are, then I don't ever want to fail again. I don't want to have a punishment. But yeah, I did fail. So instead of talking about why I failed and all the things I did wrong, because this month was just hard in general, I think I'm going to focus on the lessons that I learned. Okay, so yeah, the first lesson I learned was ask and you shall receive. And by that I mean, I don't go around telling everyone I'm broke. I mean, I tell a lot of people I'm broke, but I don't tell everyone I'm broke, and I don't tell them what broke means to me, because I know broke can be like $0 in the bank, and I have money in the bank, but I also have more money that I owe than that's in the bank. But I know that when I had like a lot of financial issues to take care of, and some of them were like legal or technical or whatever, instead of just trying to like muscle it in or like put it into a budget and pay it off over time, like put credit to myself, I don't mean use a credit card, I just tell people that I need financial assistance. And that happened like this month when I had to do my documentation again, which is going to be like the third time in less than 2 years, and it's €200 every single time. So I just said to my employers, can you pay for this? And they were like, yeah, I guess so. Which probably they didn't offer to do it. They don't have to do it for anyone else. I'm the only foreigner in the office, and they probably didn't even really want to do it. But I asked, and then they did it. So that is an important lesson. And sometimes you do need to ask for things, not just financially, but other things, like I don't know what it could be. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. And usually, whether or not people want to or not, they'll probably help you out. So that was one lesson I learned. And the second lesson I learned was, I learned people were cruel. Yeah, I learned that after I decided, like 2 days before I shot this video, I was like, okay, I'm going to be honest, I failed. I'm going to ask people for punishments. Actually, I didn't ask for people for punishments. They were watching the video and people were like, oh, you failed. Did you fail again? Because I want to give you a punishment. And I was like, all right, yeah, give me a punishment. And oh my god, people were like, when people give me punishments, they're not like jokes. They're not like, oh, go outside and dance like a chicken. People are like, people who know me are thinking of like really things that would like hurt me. Because originally I was like, okay, I failed. I'm going to give myself a punishment, a very logical punishment, a punishment based on finances and my weaknesses. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy the stupid crackers. Where are they? The crackers that I thought cost $3.75, which it turns out they don't. They cost $4.25 because they were labeled wrong, but they still charged me $4.25. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy those anymore, spending over like €60 on them. And that makes sense. If you go over your budget, you should punish yourself with things that you pay money for that you like and you won't have anymore. No, those are not the punishments that people were offering me. As a matter of fact, one of the first punishments that someone offered was that I, for an entire week, cannot exercise and I must have dessert with every meal. Or something like that. Every day I must have a dessert, which is wishing diabetes on someone. And I was like, oh, thank you for your punishment. Very valid. I do like sweets and I do like exercise, and perhaps sometimes I try to stay away from sweets. Like at the moment I'm cleansing. I've been cleansing for like over 60 days. So maybe you can choose another one for me, because part of my cleanse is not to have sugar. And they were like, no, that's the point of the punishment. That's the point. You're supposed to do things that you can't. The punishment is to take away things that you want to do normally, and now you can't do them. And I was like, yeah, I also ride my bike to work, so that's my exercise. And then I sit down for 9.5 hours and like, yeah, well, it's your punishment. And I was like, oh my God, there's something wrong with people. Another punishment that I got was someone had written that I have to sing Pony by Genuine. And for some reason when I first read it, I was like, oh, they want me to sing like the Genuine intro to My Little Pony. I was like, was there one? I feel like I didn't watch that show. But then after, someone was like, oh yeah, good one. She should sing / speak the lyrics to that song. La la. And I was like, oh, you okay? Totally different. And I hate singing, and I probably shouldn't say that because then more people are gonna be like, oh, you should sing. But yeah, singing and then singing or saying those, it was just weird. Which makes me more scared to fail, which is probably good. But still, what the heck? I got 0 reward, because my reward, I think for last month was my head. I was like, okay, my reward is going to be eat avocados. Avocados are freaking expensive over here, so my reward ended up giving me another punishment. So I get 0 rewards, and I get the weirdest, like most terrible punishments. Anyway, those were the lessons I learned. I'm going to have to be vlogging the punishment that I do throughout the week, which is probably be taking Metro and spending money because I can't exercise, and finding ways to eat dessert, that again more money, but whatever. I'm done failing. This next month's challenge is to stay within 450 euros per month, and that's because that's going to be my real budget. That's all I have to spend, and if I do spend more than that, I'm taking away the money for the payments of my debt, which is, yeah, so I'm not supposed to go over 450. So far I have not been able to get under 470, so that's gonna be a little tricky, but whatever. I think I'm getting better. Yeah, I'm not gonna fail. Anyway, check back in to see how my punishment plays out, and hopefully we'll get more videos from Zavi, and I'm gonna go do my hair. Bye.